Hi, I'm Pastor Sami, and I'm so glad you've decided to join me again for another special message about this week's Gospel reading. Now, this week, we have a whole lot going on. We get this reading from Matthew chapter 25 about the sheep and the goats. It's also Christ the King Sunday, and it's the last Sunday of this church year. And next week is the first Sunday of Advent, and we start a whole new church year. Well, this week what I want to talk to you about is this idea of Jesus as king. I wonder, what do you think about when you think about a king? If you're like me, I think of a man, an older, wise man, very, very wealthy, lives in a huge, extravagant castle. Maybe has multiple castles and palaces around the kingdom. Has many important friends all around them who influence them and help enforce the king's laws around the kingdom. Wears a crown, a beautiful, long, luxurious robe, sits on a throne and makes decrees like pizza for dinner every Friday and chocolate cake for breakfast. Well, that's a little silly, but you get the idea. The king is this powerful person. Well, Jesus is also a kind of king, but he's a very different kind of king. He does not have palaces or castles. He doesn't even have a home. He doesn't have beautiful robes. He has maybe a simple tunic and coat. He doesn't have many powerful friends. He has these 12 apostles, disciples, and they are fishermen, and they are poor as well. And Jesus doesn't have all these people around him enforcing his rules. In fact, he's struggling to get an audience at all. Jesus is a very different kind of king. Another way that Jesus is different is that he's saying that the people who are going to get in good with him are not those who do his bidding or those who give him wonderful gifts, but instead, the ones who get in good with him are the ones who treat his family well, who treat his friends well. And who are Jesus's friends and family? They are the poor, the most vulnerable, those who are hungry, those who don't have enough warm clothes to wear in winter, those who are in prison. These are the ones that Jesus tells us we need to treat them well in order to get in good with the King. Now, I don't want to focus too much on the judgment part because that's really up to Jesus. And the God I know is loving and gracious and forgiving. And I don't want to get too caught up in needing to do all this stuff in order to be saved or to go to heaven. But this is what Jesus is asking of us, to change our behavior so that we're not so focused on doing these things for ourselves or to get ahead with some king or some ruler. Instead, we treat the lonely and the poor and the imprisoned. We treat them well. And when we do, we are also showing our love to God. It's a wild instruction and something that no other king on this earth, no king or president or prime minister or ruler would ever give. But that is Jesus's instruction. Not to worry so much about pleasing Jesus, but just to treat others well. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you again next time.